Hey guys, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and today we'll be doing the detailed review of the camera on the Lava Iris Selfie 50. So this is the budget smartphone which has an 8 megapixel camera with a dual LED flash and a front facing 5 megapixel camera with again a flash. So this is one of the few devices which sports a front facing flash, and this is a selfie smartphone. So the Lava Iris X5 was the first phone in this category, and then now we have another low-end device which is called the Selfie 50 from the Lava under the Iris branding. So let's have a quick look at the camera interface first. So this is the camera interface of the Lava Iris Selfie 50. So it's a fairly decent interface. So you have the settings on the top. You have the option to enable or disable flash and the option to switch to front facing camera. So let's go to the settings from first. So here we have the scene modes. So you have lots of scene modes to choose from. Good set of options here. Then the picture quality, you can select normal, fine and super fine. The focus mode can be continuous, macro, infinity and auto. So let's select auto. Then I have the ISO. You can go from 100 to 800. So ISO levels are limited up to 800. Normally all the phones have 1600. So here we have only up to 800. The preview size, standard or full screen, that's when you take photos. Then you have the shutter sound, volume key function, metering light, contrast, sharpness and anti-banding. So these are the options in the settings. So it's fairly simple camera app. So not too many features included in the camera. So it's a basic camera, but it does still have pretty decent amount of features. This is the budget smartphone, so don't expect too many features going into this camera. Then you have the option to enable or disable flash. You can just press here and enable or disable flash. Then you have the option to switch to front facing camera, that's a selfie camera. And on the top you have a few options. Again, you can access these options from here. We have the exposure value, then you have the more settings. You have the enabled timer, the geolocation, then you have the options to choose the white balance and the exposure. So settings are available here as well. You can also choose the front facing camera from here, and at the bottom you have this option to choose which camera mode you want. You have the panorama, video and the photo. So this is the capture button. So that's the interface. So interface wise, it's not a really feature rich camera. It's a pretty basic camera, but it does have pretty decent amount of features. Now let's have a quick look at the daylight shots. First we'll take up the rear camera. So here are the daylight shots. So as you can see from the daylight shots, there is pretty good amount of detailing included, and the clarity is also pretty decent, although not the best you can get in this price point, but it's pretty decent quality photos. But what is disappointing is the colors on the photos. The color looks a bit dull, and the white spaces look a lot hazier than it actually is. So that way it's not really great. And here you can see some of the macro shots. Again, they have come pretty decent, but again the colors looks a lot washed out. The macro shots aren't that great. So you can see here some of the macro shots taken, and they aren't that good, but it's pretty decent clarity for a mid-range phone, but it has 8 megapixel camera. And here are some of the low light shots taken using this phone. And as you can see here, the low light photos, if you use the flash for macro shots, the image is totally blurred out, and it's overexposed image, and you don't get clarity in the images. So the dual flash, when you shoot with macro mode, the dual flash doesn't work really well, and its photos are overexposed. But otherwise the low light ability is not that good. So you can see here, these are the low light photos, and it's completely filled with noise and not much detailing available in the photos. So overall it's not really a great camera to shoot low light photos. So even the daylight photos are pretty decent, not the best either. Overall it's a pretty decent camera, nothing to really boast about the features. Now moving on to the selfie camera, that's a 5 megapixel camera. So these are some of the shots taken with the 5 megapixel selfie camera. So you can see here they are pretty good. They are decent amount of clarity available in the photos, and looks pretty good. And in terms of color reproduction, I would say that the colors on the front camera looks much better than the rear one. You can see here these photos look really good in terms of color quality and sharpness. The 5 megapixel camera has better clarity than the 8 megapixel rear camera, and you can see that again the video quality is not really the greatest. you can see here it's pretty decent clarity only, and moreover it can't record videos in 1080p, just 720p support is available. So again, not the best cameras. So again, few things missing in this camera. The rear camera is not that impressive, but the front facing camera is pretty impressive. That's one of the main aspects of this camera. So this is truly a selfie feature phone, and we are really impressed with the selfie camera more than the rear camera, that is a 8 megapixel camera. So even the front facing flash works really well. So if you're taking selfies in low light, it does have pretty good clarity, and it does help you in taking low light photos. So overall the front facing camera is pretty impressive, and if you're looking for selfie experience, then this is really good camera in this price point. So it's available for around 7 to 7.5k on Flipkart, and this is if you're looking for a selfie experience, this is a pretty decent camera. So that was a camera review of the Lava Iris Selfie 50. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos, and thanks for watching this video.